Good afternoon, everybody, or good day, and welcome to another edition of Steve's Wrestling Ramble here on the Sports Talk Network channel. It's been a long week, been a busy week for me, doing my own stuff and talking to Jay and Main Event Marks, but finally was able to get an episode up here for Steve's Wrestling Ramble and finally talk about Raw that happened, but feels like happened so long ago. Memorial Day Raw, emanating from Titletown, USA, pretty much, kind of, sort of, my backyard in Green Bay, Wisconsin. As you guys already know, I live in the state of Wisconsin, not too far away from Green Bay, actually. I was unable to be at the event, be at the show for Raw. I know I've talked to my subscribers and others in the past here that watch any of my videos and content, and I've never been to a WWE event of any kind, whether it's a house show, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, and of course WrestleMania, because that's a pay-per-view. But any event of any kind under the WWE umbrella or under any professional wrestling company umbrella um, at all in any way. So yes, I'm a big pro wrestling fan, WWE fan, and all that other stuff alike, but never been able to go. I don't know. It's just either something's in the way, like when I was younger, and other things, um, being busy with sports or my organizations I was a part of, or here as an adult and not having the money um, or means or other situations as well. So hopefully one of these times I am looking into saving up money since WrestleMania is far away, saving up money to go to WrestleMania 33. I mean, if I absolutely have to, I'll do a GoFundMe account, but I don't want to. I mean, I could do that because really anybody does that for anything, but I don't want to. No, that seems like using the system too much in that way. So I'd rather not doing it that way. But I'm just saying that's an option. But in any event, I do hope to be able to go to WrestleMania because I know some of my amigos, my my friends of our three amigo team, talking WWE with Jay, being Jay the host, and Stephen A. You can follow Jay on Twitter at Talking WWE with Jay, just the letter J, and you can follow Stephen A. at Stephen A. 1181 again. That is at Stephen A. with PH, Stephen spelled with a PH, A 1181, and those two are at least looking to or might be going to WrestleMania 33 there in Florida. And I've been to Florida before in my past. I think I've been there twice when I as a kid for family vacations. Um, but it'd be nice to go there now as a wrestling fan, as an adult. Go to WrestleMania, attend Access, maybe if there's an NXT show, the Raw after, and maybe even go to the Disney theme park as well. Be interesting to go there again, this time as an adult than when I was a child. But either way, just forward thinking, and if we do, um, I haven't talked to them yet, but if that is at least for my show here, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, I probably would have well, obviously it'd be live, but they're they're in person, kind of reporting, doing my prediction episode there in Florida, whether it's in my hotel room or with some kind of actual background. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see even if I'm able to go, but the possibilities are endless, and hopefully that will be my very first wrestling show to go to. But I kind of wish I was in Green Bay for Raw. It did start off with Shane McMahon, as I tweeted out, or I don't know if I tweeted it out or if I put it in the Marks group, facebook.com/group/pro wrestling Marks. Uh, Welcome Shane McMahon to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Um, Welcome to the Badger State. Welcome to Titletown, USA. But even being in my neck of the woods, being in my home state, this Raw was not as good as it could have been for a plethora of reasons, whether it's creative reason or the fan base that was there not being into it. All different ways, all different aspects of looking at it. Either way, could have been much, much better for sure. But Raw starts off with Shane McMahon, as I just mentioned, as Stephanie McMahon, cutting a promo talking about the brand extension, as is what they're calling it, not brand split. I guess brand extension makes it sound more professional or whatever, or a better way to say it. But in the end, it is brand split. You're splitting the rosters. You have two distinctive brands, and I'll talk more in depth my thought on the brand split, what I want to happen, who I want to go where, and kind of an update on what I'm going to do here on my channel and on the next or one of these upcoming episodes of Steve's Wrestling Ramble. What I'm going to do in regards to that. But here we have the new day come out, interrupting in a way, asking questions about what could happen. Could they be broken up? And, this and that. I thought it was an okay start, okay opening segment. I would have rather just had it Shane and Stephanie explain at least what they can explain, because I have a feeling a lot of this is already planned. With the news and stuff that's come out since the announcement the previous week, it seems like they have, or not just have, but it seems like they already had a big plan in mind and are already forward thinking of what they're going to do here with this branding extension and who's going to be on what roster and already having video packages ready and set for when the first Raw airs and first SmackDown airs. Already of who's going drafted, who's going where, who's going. All this already forward thinking and pre-planning, which you have to do, especially something big like this, and something that I am looking forward to because it is something different, it's something new. I know one of my friends, Joe, the Joe Cronin Show, check him here out here on YouTube, and JD from New York here on YouTube, are a little less into it, but for me, I like it not just because it's something different, because WWE did have to shake things up, and doing this and having the brand extension and having the roster split, having distinct rosters, and trying to make SmackDown great again, as I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, and all the outlets I've been talking pro wrestling, because that's the one thing or one of the one things SmackDown needed to do to become relevant and to become great again is to go live on Tuesdays, and that is going to be happening starting July 19th. Now it sucks we have to wait all the way to July, but it is what it is. Another aspect of Raw is this the interaction between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Reigns getting a promo, and Rollins coming out, going back and forth sometimes around like he's gonna come in there and attack Reigns, and then at one point, or a couple times, I guess, he's gonna speak, doesn't say a word. It's kind of weird. At first, I thought it was cringeworthy, but I think it's more weird and awkward of a segment to me than it was cringeworthy, in my opinion. But and then the main event of Raw, the six-man tag, the Money in the Bank competitors, was pretty good. Good to see Dean Ambrose get a win. And I'm sure each and every one of them will get the upper hand. Cesaro got the upper hand in a way on SmackDown. Sami Zayn got a pinfall victory on SmackDown in the tag team match with 4 of the 6 participants. So everybody's going to get their moment all the way up to the pay-per-view, which makes me think maybe Kevin Owens will get his moment to go-home show of Raw before Money in the Bank, which might actually be a bad thing for KO fans, Kevin Owens fans, that think he should, or most of them are predicting Kevin Owens to win. He still can. I'm not saying he can't, but I just have a feeling that's how it's going to be booked. He's going to be the one to keep the upper hand on, and I mean truly get the upper hand on the go-home show of Raw before Money in the Bank. And we all know that what that could entail for the pay-per-view when we get there. So I'm still sticking with my guns, the things that I've been saying since January 1st. It's New Year's Day, year 2016. Dean Ambrose is going to be the Money in the Bank winner. And, and as I said here, and I'm talking WWE actually just yesterday on the episode that should be up on the channel, talking WWE here on YouTube, or I let it be known again so people could clearly understand my bold prediction of Dean Ambrose going to be, whether it's for one day, whether it's for 24 hours or a 24-month reign, Dean Ambrose will win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship before the year ends, the calendar year ends of 2016, not the WWE year, which goes from the night after WrestleMania to WrestleMania, but the calendar year of 2016 before that ends, on or before December 31st, 2016. Pretty much what I meant. So, you can hold me to it. It's on the record here on my own show, let alone talking WBJ on those episodes and probably upcoming episodes. I'll say it again, but I just feel that's where it's going. Just the way that everything's been booked, even after the mess that was WrestleMania, a match that could have been a lot better, especially with the competitors you had in there. The way they were even hyping it up, bringing up his CCW days with heading into the street fight with Brock. It still was kind of a letdown to me. But maybe it was a letdown to me because I had high expectations for it. As a Dean Ambrose Mark is a fan of his and of Brock's, uh, really, really was looking forward to seeing how that goes. And two of my friends from House of Reactions here on YouTube, check them out, House of Reactions. Just search them here on YouTube, and they're the number one person that because we were talking about this on their channel and my channel as well. Their number one guys, Brock Lesnar. Mine was Dean Ambrose heading into that match, and really looking forward to them clashing. But I think now with everything moving forward and people win Jericho, and hopefully that feud is over. Hopefully he gets his money in the bank and can move on from there. But anyways, I want to talk about specifically with this brand split. Like I said, I'm really happy for it. Looking forward to it. Thinking it's gonna be like totally awesome. Hmm. Sorry about that. Just checking on something. But there's a thousand questions that can be asked or subcategories within the big category of the brand next what's gonna happen. Like, what does this mean for NXT? Who do you think is gonna go where? Will there be another world title? Should they have a second women's? All the questions that have already been asked, already been answered on a couple other podcasts that I listen to as well. Um, but with my thought is really, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. And again, however it goes and however it's planned and all this other stuff, it's gonna be great. Now, one of the news items that I actually brought up yesterday on the Layback Thursday episode of Talking WWE with Jay, one of the topics I brought to the table with the boys there was that I read that Vince McMahon wants the world title to come back, and then in his mind the plan would be to have that title be defended or crown a champion at WWE Battleground pay per view. We have the brand split and we have the draft and the first live SmackDown on the 19th of July, which is going to be the week of the pay per view. Might as well on that 19th also announce that the world title is back. Say that there's either going to be a quick tournament or there's going to be a battle royal at the pay per view. I don't know. Maybe I should put this up in a poll. You're welcome to follow me at WWE underscore podcast on Twitter. You're welcome to interact while I'm live here as well, either on the YouTube channel or on Twitter, and I would for sure give you a shout out and read your comment live on air, whether it's this episode or any episode moving forward. But I was thinking maybe put on a poll like which way would you want the world title to come back, or do you want it to come back at all? Now let's just put it specifically: if the title does come back, would you want it to be defended in a one-on-one or fatal four-way triple threat match at WWE Battleground? Would you want them to wait to debut it and have a champion crowned at SummerSlam? Do you want a battle royal? Since we have the first live SmackDown on the 19th pay per view that Sunday, since it might be a little too late to have a tournament unless you just use that very first episode entirely on the tournament. Um, you announce a SmackDown Battle Royal at Battleground of everybody that was drafted to SmackDown, or 30 of the men, or 20, or whatever of the men that were drafted to SmackDown in the SmackDown Battle Royal to crown a new world champion. Which one would you rather have? Now, in my opinion, I'd actually rather have the Battle Royal, and I just thought of it right now. You can have a one-on-one match. I know I was thinking Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. Okay, that'd be cool, and that would be box office. You could have a fatal four-way where you have Sami Zayn and others woven into that situation, whether it's a SummerSlam or WWE Battleground. I don't really care. I could care less. But I would, like I said, I would rather have the Battle Royal because I always enjoy Battle Royals, Royal Rumbles, Elimination Chambers, multi-men matches where anything goes, as the rules go, no rules, and anybody can win. I mean, I know it's, booked in a certain way, and how it is, it is still scripted television, but at least as a fan's point of view, enjoying, really anything could go, anybody could win. That's why Money in the Bank ladder matches, especially with the six competitors we have now, anybody can win. And I wouldn't care if any of them win, whether it's Alberto Del Rio or Jericho getting actually, the guy who invented this concept or came up with this concept of the Money in the Bank ladder match and the briefcase and being able to cash in on champion and all this other stuff, which may have culminated in his brain from the 24/7 hardcore rules, which would have even been more awesome in my eyes. But if he won, or my pick since day one of 2016, Dean Ambrose, but whoever, any of the six, so those type of matches, I would want a battle royal at either Battleground or SummerSlam to crown a new world champion, the next world champion, the SmackDown champion. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now, what does it mean for NXT? NXT Takeover. They're naming it the end. Does that actually mean that it's going to be the end for NXT? Is NXT going away, being canceled? I don't think so. NXT is highly popular in WWE. It's in a way in its own brand. I know there's rumors that maybe Triple H will have this true takeover on the 19th with the first night of SmackDown or the Raw before, or whatever the draft is on the night of the draft. Whether it's the 18th at Raw on the 18th or it's the Raw before on the 11th. And that kind of situation. But I still think there are going to be some call ups from NXT for the draft. And most of those call ups will be drafted, in my opinion, or should be, to SmackDown. Maybe one or two to Raw. And those two probably would be Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe. Would be the only two that I can think of that should be on Raw. Just like I said, my opinion on that. But with SmackDown going live, brand split, the WWE draft coming back, however they do it, and it's really exciting to me. And this is what I've been wanting. I know we've talked about this once on Main Event Marks about what you want to come back or what do you think will help WWE in their current predicament. I know whether it was, I think it was episodes 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and this is what I wanted. I wanted the draft to come back. I wanted the brand extension or brand split as I called it then. I wanted all those things. I want the world title back. I want things to be to have a shakeup, a major shakeup, and this is definitely going to be it. And it kind of feel bad in a way for Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, and others, Wade Barrett especially, that they weren't happy with their situation or placement on the roster. That with this brand split, they could have all three of them. You could have put all three on SmackDown and have them in a fatal four-way for the to crown that world champion at Battleground or SummerSlam, or obviously in the Battle Royal for sure. There'd be no chance in heck, in my opinion, Yeah, no chance in heck, in my opinion, for any of those three to not be in that said battle royal if that is the plan for WWE Battleground pay-per-view or live event, special event, whatever you want to call it. I still call them pay-per-views. But highly anticipated and looking forward to it. It should be great to have SmackDown going live, trying to grow it again, be great again. Now the only lasting thing that I would want to see is the old sets back, like from Raw and the SmackDown Fist. That'd be awesome to see that back again. I was a favorite of mine. You have something distinguishing. You want to have rosters distinguished and specialized for each show. Why not have the stages like that as well? You know who else I'd want to come back? I want Johnny Ace back, the coach. I want things really to be shaken up and things to be not just entertaining and not just to do it. Really have a plan with it. And sky's the limit for WWE and however they want to do this. Whether they go with my concept and the whole title thing or other things, however they do it, whatever they think is best for business, because it is WWE, it is Vince's company. It's they're gonna roll how they're gonna roll, and I'm just gonna be a fan, sit back and enjoy the ride, because that's for dang sure. And that's why I also hope to have some WWE superstars here on my podcast to interview about this upcoming draft, going live again. Maybe where they would want to go, sort of thing. Talking those things, getting in contact with WWE. But beyond that, it's just gonna be as a fan, especially a fan like me, that's been a fan for very long. I've been through this draft and brand extension in the past. Get to see it now, and the new generation of kids or true young adults, that are just going into the world, starting college here soon, that are wrestling fans, get to enjoy this version of the brand extension than I did in the past. It's gonna be exciting. And you're gonna enjoy it. You're not gonna enjoy everything about it, of course, because you know not everybody's gonna not everybody's gonna agree with the person. Not everybody's gonna enjoy everything. So that's is what it is, I guess. But one thing I did want to share moving forward, what I want to do here in an episode on my own show. I know we talked about it yesterday. Again, I'm bringing it up. Welcome to watch the episode in full. Talking WWE with Jay here on YouTube. Just search Talking WWE with Jay. Subscribe to that channel after you subscribe here, of course, if you want to. We're not gonna actually have a draft kind of thing over there. We're gonna pick, like, I think it's 20, 25 or 30 people who do we think is gonna go to Raw and SmackDown, and whoever has the most correct wins a special prize from the host. And if the host wins, well, then in the end he just bought himself his own prize. But here on my own show as a one-man band, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up to anybody that wants to, and you're welcome to send them to me via Twitter pictures or on the Facebook fan page. Through that way of your draft and who you think's gonna go, who you think's gonna go where, and I'm gonna do my own live on air one of these weeks. Hopefully, maybe I'll have a guest next week when I actually am live on Tuesday night. Have a Raw draft with somebody. That person will represent SmackDown, I'll represent Raw, and we'll go from there back and forth. And then also share who we have on our other side doing our drafts. So it sounds, one of those kind of concepts. Doing a draft here on the channel and seeing how everybody does well. A separate kind of competition from how I try to do for the prediction episodes when I do have guests on. See how we do against each other here on this show, Caesar's Ramble. So that's kind of a plan I have moving forward. To be able to have people on for that episode next week or one of the weeks coming up. It certainly should be Should be just interesting to see how things go moving forward. But that's pretty much it for the news and notes, and a little bit of Monday Night Raw as well. Not much else that I can think of to discuss that has to do with Raw or otherwise. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your weekend. Welcome to share this video, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, of course, follow me on Twitter at WWE underscore podcast. I do try to live tweet. I especially try to live tweet during pay-per-views. So definitely welcome to join the conversation. Tweet me topics that you might want me to discuss, either in a separate episode or separate video or in the next episode of the podcast. And we'll definitely go from there. And as always, take care.